Mashallah Chuds, your favourite penguin is back. A few people have demanded that I make more videos where I talk about those corrosive kidney stone potions. I don't want to do this, so instead I put together an objective tier list. Some of you may be pooping yourselves, since you don't see your favourite flavour as one of my victims. I'm only ranking flavours I have actually tried, so the timed exclusive can to your region of San Marino will not make it on this list. If this angers you, I recommend leaving a dislike, because I always check them and will add you to my list of bullies who need correction.
Let's start with the OG. This is heinous. I can't stand Original Monster, and each time I'm held against my will and forced to drink it, which happens very often, I'm writhing on the floor. I'm always left to wonder how they're able to spawn an entire franchise of drinks based on this slop. Original Monster tastes like vague candy-flavoured soda that you'd find at a fair, or at the corner store your mother told you to never buy any dairy from. Heck tier. Every single no sugar version tastes worse than the real version. That is a certified hood classic fact bomb. But if you're aware of basic math, you know that two negatives make a positive. Do you see where I'm going with this? Since this tastes less like the original, it's actually better than the original. D tier. Well, you got some nerve coming around here. This is friend of the channel, White Monster. Most of you watching will predict I'll put it in tier. If you don't know what my views on White Monster are, watch this Kino video. White Monster is actually perfectly mid. I know. You're all shocked to hear this. This is why it's going in C tier. It's absolutely drinkable, and it's inoffensive, besides the amount of glazing that it gets. The reason I have such a disproportionately negative view of White Monster is that people talk about it as if it's the greatest thing ever made. And it does such a poor job at mimicking lemonade, I just find it viscerally offensive. Now this is a flavour you can get addicted to. Refreshing golden pineapple? Yes please. Each time I take a sip of this, I can feel like I'm chowing down on some delicious Hawaiian pizza, with just the perfect amount of juiciness that complements all the other ingredients, without some rat in my ear telling me that pineapple and pizza is bad. A tier. Simply the GOAT. It's no contest, and it gets a tier to itself. Agarthan Ale. In Agartha, there is no water, there is no alcohol, there is no juicy tomboy sweat. There is only Mango Loco, because it's just that good. It tastes good, it has a good amount of caffeine, and it has a perfect amount of calories.
What the hell?
Okay, besides the calories, it's so perfect, I can't believe that it came out of this realm. And that's because it didn't. It was forged by King Rudyard in his sleep while he was holding the entirety of the right wing on his back. Ultra Fiesta is the sugar-free version of Mango Loco, and 100% tastes worse. It has a bitterness that Mango Loco lacks, and that makes it a generally less enjoyable drink to sip like a fine wine that a good monster basically is. But Ultra Fiesta only has 12 calories. The caloric difference is crazy, and if you're as whipped as this guy was in my comment section, your ugly controlling wife might actually let you drink it. If you drink some Mango Loco, and then some Ultra Fiesta, your body will reject it, as it's used to the greatness that Mango Loco is. But Ultra Fiesta is still really good. Mango Loco is the hottest girl in town, and Ultra Fiesta is the slightly less hot sister who suffers that her sister is always right next to her. But at the end of the day, the hot sister wants 50, but Ultra Fiesta will spit in your mouth for $5. S tier. This flavour is a cut above the rest, but with so many better flavours available, it's hard to really justify it. I would rather inject Ultra Gold or Ultra Fiesta directly into my veins than this slop. B tier. Ultra Rosé is apparently a mystery flavour, which sounds to me that Monster was trying to make it taste like something, failed, and said, well, we do need a new flavour soon or we'll all be forced to drink Original Monster, so just release this and pray they'll accept it. Luckily for them, it seems the Goy Cattle did. I think it tastes kind of like pink lemonade, but not as good. C tier. This next section is recorded in mono for some reason. My apologies to headphone users, but I'm too lazy to re-record it. Just try to thug it out for the next like 40 seconds, bro. I'm sure you can handle it. Ultraviolet is on par with Ultra Fiesta. It's hard to tell which is better, since they're both good in different and complementary ways. It tastes like you put a bunch of grape lollipops into liquid form, which was always my penguin boyhood fantasy. Back in the Antarctican Caliphate, we only ever got those lollipops after the village elder would take a perilous trip to the Walmart in India and collect exactly one lollipop that all the youth had to compete for in a Happy Feet are dancing competition. I never won. I only got the lollipop after my friend won. I pushed him into a cave and then he dropped it. S tier. Yeah, so I actually lied to you at the start of the video. I've never drank this one, but it's for sale at my local supermarket and I found this meme about it. And it sounds kind of gross when I read the description on the Monster website. Seems like a gay femboy flavour. D tier. Papillon has a cute butterfly on the can, which does unlock something primal in my brain that makes me want to shove it into my mouth. Unfortunately, I always regret putting it in my mouth since it tastes like
It's the worst juice flavour that I've tried and has a strangely bitter taste that you wouldn't expect. Also, apparently it's called Monarch in other areas, and inconsistency enrages my autism, so it gets a D. I have a strange relationship with Pipeline Punch. On one hand, it's, fine, pretty mild and tasteless for the most part, but it tastes just good enough that you think it's alright, but it always leaves me a bit underwhelmed. It's like if you're only allowed to play half a mission in Deus Ex before your fat sister unplugged the keyboard and connected 50 dongles to it so she could call people slurs on her PS2. C tier, but better than White Monster. This, so much this. Aussie lemonade is how you do a lemonade flavour. For a starter, it actually tastes like lemonade, quite similar to the drink Solo. So if we're grading this on a curve of how similar this is to lemonade, and the only competitor is White Monster, this is an A tier. But honestly, I'm not too fond of lemonade with caffeine shoved into it, so realistically, I can't rate it that high, even if it's what White Monster should be. B tier. Absolutely a banger. Rio Punch is what Pipeline Punch should taste like, since it actually tastes like punch, rather than Pipeline Punch's nothing. It's got a really good cherry taste and reminds me of the utopia that is Brazil. It cost me a lot of money since I had to get it from an import shop, and the size of the can is slightly smaller than the other ones, and so it loses points for those things largely out of its control, because I am not a just penguin. A tier. And that is the completely factual, unbiased, and unquestionable Monster Energy tier list. If you disagree with any of my rankings, I hope you understand that you're wrong and should correct your views in a timely manner, unless you want everyone to keep laughing at you behind your back. Bismillah, Nick.